Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laifa. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. So today we are doing a get ready with me. So I was invited for a polo event by the Red Brick PR people. I've been invited like 3 or 4 years in a row and I've never been able to attend. I'm so excited that I'm gonna get to attend this year. Very much excited. So I'm pressed for time because I've been doing makeup since 6 a.m. on my clients, and I just got back, had a quick shower, and I'm about to get to work, and I'm hoping to be out of here in an hour 30 minutes. I don't know how that's gonna be possible. Fingers crossed. Pray for me, you guys. All right, so let's get into this makeup transformation. All right, so first of all, I got this lip gloss from NYX because of my sister, our sister Anita, Lifestyle of Annie. I saw it on her on one video call. I was like, what is on your lips? So when I went to see her in London, I chatted them. Like, even when I don't have makeup on, I have my lashes on, my hair is all good, I put this lip gloss on, I'm popping already. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm gonna start off with the Badescu spray. In case you are in Nigeria, I do classes. Do you guys know that? My next batch is in March, so make sure you register. And my classes are affordable, if I do say so myself. And you guys know I'm an educator. I think that's one of my calling, to be an educator. Like, when my students get it, it makes me so happy. And I'm not one of those teachers that gatekeep. There's no gatekeeping in life, Avour. So make sure you come to one of our classes, okay? Next up, Embryolise moisturizer. This is a staple product. I've had this in my kids for maybe at least 5 years. So I'm just gonna use my hand to apply it. I would use my brush, but my brush set is not here right now. And while waiting for my assistant to go get it, so I'm not wasting time that I do not have. Brushes are finally here. So I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Easy Blur primer. So it's the primer of choice for today. I'm back to my sunny, beautiful motherland that I missed so much. When I was traveling, when I was in Europe, when I was in London, I did not used to use primer. I didn't even use to powder my face, because the one time I did my makeup when I was in Slovakia, that was the first time I did my makeup, my face was dry. Like, the weather is just too cold. I don't know how you guys do it. It's just too cold. Like, my face is like, especially my under eye area, like, I started skipping baking, started skipping powder. Like, I'll just use a foundation that dries down and that's it. Because I don't like that feeling of, I like my makeup to look, if I say look natural, now they'll come for me. But you get what I mean, like that matte feeling. I like my makeup to be a stage before dewy, like semi-matte. All right, so to color correct, I'm out of my concealer already. I need to get a new one. I don't know how I wasn't able to go to Sephora to buy all the things I wanted to buy before I left. This shade 480 is a very good shade to color correct if you're around my skin tone. I would ordinarily use a brush, but it's out, so a brush will not even bring anything out. I won't be able to scoop anything out because it's literally empty. So I just use this to color correct the dark areas of my face, my under eye area, and this area. I should actually shave the hairs there, but I'm late. I used to wonder why this area was always dark, and I just thought it was hyperpigmentation. Someone made me realize that it's hair that's there. So when I take it out, that place doesn't look dark. So I also like to cover up my microblading. Guys, you can see that I do not have brows. As I covered it, do you see? Non-existent. So thank God for microblading. I microblade at my studio in case you're looking for it to microblade and microshade. Laifa Beauty help you guys. And I'm a makeup artist and I'm good at brows. So you already know that already takes me a step up. All right, so now that I'm done color correcting, I'm gonna go into my foundation. All right, so for foundation, I'm gonna use three shades. I'm gonna use the Dior 6.5N, and I'm going to mix these two for my contour. So I'm going to contour and apply foundation at the same time. Nars Mali and MAC NW57. This is too reddish. I don't like overly red contour, and this is way too dark, and I don't really like the undertone of this. So I like the undertone of this. So I'm going to use this to balance it out to get my exact shade I'm looking for. Alright, so I'm going to use the dark ones for the perimeter of my face. If you do this, you will end up using less products. Do you understand? Okay. I just acted like Anita. I was around her a little too much. I'm not taking mannerisms. I miss my girls. If you've not seen my London vlog or my Europe series, please go watch it. It was so nice to spend time with my sisters after over 1 year. I've never not seen my sisters for over a year. Just made me realize that this life, my sisters can actually be living in another country from me, and I won't get to see them for a couple years. It's life. I never thought of that. That was never a possibility in my head. Can you imagine? Well, God will bless us to be able to be seeing each other whenever we want to. Alright, so I'm gonna go into the lighter foundation, which is a 6.5N. So just one pump. That's all I'm gonna use for my whole face. So you don't need too much foundation, especially when you've color corrected. So when you color correct like this, you don't need to do too much. So I kind of use this to clean this up. I first learned this technique from Jide of St. Ola a billion years ago. Jide, my mentor for life. Like, Jide was one of the first people I had in my life as a mentor. And he was always so humble. When I discovered Jide, I was so obsessed with him. I was so obsessed with his work. There's no single post that he would post that I wouldn't see. It's not even possible. Jide posted. I have notification on till today. Like, I was one of the first people I met that were celebrity makeup artists in Nigeria. And they didn't make me feel less than. I love humility in a person. It's one of my favorite personality traits in any human being. If you're not humble, don't even come around me. There's nobody in my life that's not humble. So I'm gonna go into blush. I'm gonna use these two blushes from e.l.f. in the shade 4C25AN and 4F06AN. So I'm gonna use the darker one down here. And the lighter one up here. Wow, those are almost the same shades. Okay. Alright, so to highlight, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Chestnut. So just a little bit in my inner corner and right here. So look down and draw from your lower lash line upwards like so. So that much. You don't need anything more than this, trust me. Alright, so blend, blend, blend. When you're blending your highlights, very little pressure. If you blend it too harshly, your highlights will get lost. It will blend with your foundation. You won't be able to see your highlights anymore. You see that I didn't need so much concealer. That's because the concealer I used for the color correcting and my foundation is there also. So I'm not trying to get coverage. I already have coverage. Do you understand what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm going to go into my nose contour. You need an angled, fluffy blending brush like this. That's the kind of brush you need so that you're able to do this. It will just fit in there perfectly. So I'm using just NW57. You don't want your nose contour to be so harsh. So you use a shade that is lighter than the one you use to contour the sides of your face, your cheekbones. Do you guys like my nails? I've never done nails this short ever. This is my first time. From Lifa Beauty Hub, of course. See, nobody's gonna sell your market like you. Sell it. Let everybody know about your brand. Okay? There's no food for a lazy man. No. Gotta work hard. And you clean up the excess product on your brush and lightly dab. Don't want to see lines of demarcation. Don't want to see harsh lines. Everything needs to marry each other nicely. Alright, so for the last step, I'm going to go into another shade of the Too Faced concealer in the shade Latte. I just put a little more than I usually do. I didn't intend for that. Like what's here is actually enough for both sides. So you need to bring it close to your nose. If you don't like a bright under eye like I do, you can skip this step, okay? So you see the rest of my face is bronzy, melanini, but I don't do this for every time I do my makeup. Just depends on where I'm going. So you need to set it immediately before it starts to crease. I feel like my forehead is a bit dark. Alright, so before I'm done blending, I'm just going to take my Tilbury spray. Dry it down with my fan. Fan is right in front of me. My trusty fan. So you see, I use this one beauty blender, beauty sponge for everything, all the steps. Don't do this with a concealer that dries quickly. Personally, I don't like base products that dry quickly. Concealer, foundation. Don't forget to put products on the sides of your nose. If it has creased, which it has, because I'm looking down, that's why I have to get my mirror closer to me. Look up, and flick it up. When you're setting, you don't need so much powder. See the way I keep dusting off the excess. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going to go into these two Fenty powders in 440 for all over my face and 440 for the perimeters, the contour areas. So same thing with how I did the foundation, so I'm not using too much product. Like before, I'd actually put powder everywhere and still put the contour on top of it. But since I usually bronze contour with powder, it makes sense to just do this. So to deepen just this area, I'm going to go into 490. I remember when the only powders I used were MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder. I just slowly realized that I haven't reached for them in like a year at least. So strange. Like, that was my holy grail. So the 440 powder, I'm going to use it to cut my contour. Use it to set the rest of my face. Alright, my nose contour, I'm going to use just the 460. So you know I use 460 and 490 for hair, so only 460 for my nose. When I finish skin, it gives me one feeling, like I love doing skin. So make sure you blend, 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 blend. You can even go to a smaller brush. Thoroughly blend this line. Alright, so I'm gonna go into blush, powder blush. Blush is just does something to me. I don't know how. There was a time in my life where I didn't like blush. Like, what was I thinking? How can I say I don't like blush? If you don't like blush like me, skip it though. I used to go overboard because at the end of the day, without the baking and everything, you're going to be looking for your blush, so better to go overboard and everything will now come together nicely later on. Whew. Guys, I don't know how I didn't used to like doing individual lashes. Now I love it. I love it. I'm very hairy and this is the only part of my body that I didn't get hair. Meanwhile, Dobra has lashes for 100 people on her eyes. So last step, I'm going to go into this Hudabeauty Easy Bake and Snatch powder in Kunafa. So I like to use this to brighten my under eye. Step one anyway. There's going to be more brightening later on. So same way you brought the lighter concealer close to the nose, we're going to do the same thing here. So this is also going to blend your under eye area into your blush. So there's no line of demarcation. You can use a brush if you want to. Protect this line at all costs. It's giving you your snatch. So you see the difference between here and here? There's a line of demarcation here, whereas we don't have that here. I don't know if you're seeing it, Sha. I hope you are. So you know that there's a reason for every step. So you're not just taking a bunch of unnecessary steps that is doing nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now that we're done, I'm gonna go back into the Charlotte Tilbury spray, spray it all down. Alright, so now we're gonna bake. You don't need so much powder when you're baking either. Moving on to eyeshadow. Alright, so now we're up close and personal. This is the only con about having these false lashes that I don't like. That's why barely you see me do eyeshadow. First of all, I don't like eyeshadow or makeup touching it. So I'm just using that same concealer I used to color correct as my base. Do you see the hassle? It's easier to do it on someone else than on myself. And I want to do eyeshadow today, hence why I'm trying. So I'm going to use the same 460 that I used for my nose contour. I have a student I'm teaching right now that came from Burkina Faso for a one-on-one class with me. And the first day of our class, she came, her face was beat. Face was beat to the gloss. I was like, Sarah, wow, you look pink. So the next day, she didn't have makeup on. I was like, you not bless us with your beat face today. What's going on? She was like, she was already running late because she had to do something before class. That's why she didn't do her makeup. I said, I thought you could do makeup every day. I was already saying I threw a cap for you. She now said, yes, she can do makeup every day. I said, what? You say? What did he say? Hello? And then it reminded me of a time in my life where I could actually do makeup every day. But mine was not so much as I loved makeup as it was like bondage. Like I felt like I wasn't beautiful without it. Like I needed it to feel and look beautiful. Can you imagine the rubbish that devil was trying to put in my head? Me, this beauty, wonderful creation of the Almighty that made all things bright and beautiful. So I'm gonna go into Meet the Browns. Annie, run me my check. Do you understand what I'm saying? Run me my check, because every student I have buys these palettes. So I'm going to start off with this brown right here. This is always the first to finish. This is already hitting pan. And this is the new one I told you guys I got because this one ran out in the other palette. Now, makeup is such a hassle for me. Like, I love to do it on other people, but on myself, I just feel maybe I've gotten tired of doing makeup on myself. So if I could have someone else do my makeup, maybe I can do my makeup every day. Do you understand? Like when I traveled, when I was on my vacation, I thought I would be beating my face every day. I can't count how many times I did. Such a hassle. So I'm gonna go into this dark brown right here. Okay, let's struggle. Dust off the excess so you don't have eyeshadow fallouts everywhere. So I'm gonna smoke out the outer corner and then take it in like so. So I'm gonna go back into that first brown shade to blend it out so you don't have harsh lines. So for my main eye look, I'm going to be using this pigment. It's from Yglam in the shade Flava. I just want to do a little gold here, just a tiny bit. I don't even want it everywhere, just right here. So for pigment glue, you guys already know, NYX glitter glue. So I'm going to put that same dark brown as the base for the pigments. That's the one I used to smoke here. Most of the time I used to be on makeup. This is all I'm wearing because the hassle of wearing eyeshadow on lashes is a struggle. So I'm just placing the glue. So the same brush I used to apply the glue, I use it to pick up the pigments. So you see, just here, that's where I wanted to stop. All right, so now we're done with that. Time to finish off the brows quickly. We are moving on to lips. So for lips, I'm gonna be lining with this beautiful brown color from Yangabeauty in the shade Choco. It's the perfect brown to line for dark skin. So I'm gonna go into this Avour lipstick in the shade 42. I'll blend this first. So very little on the top parts because I like for the top part to be darker than the bottom. Then I'm gonna go into this Sopro in the shade Noshe. So I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of that in the middle of this bottom. Then for gloss, I'm gonna go into this Maybelline gloss in the shade 003. And I'm gonna use this gloss from Hudabeauty in the shade She Flirty. Why did I have to say it like that? She Flirty. I'm gonna put this on the bottom. Go back into 03 and put that on top of that. Hello, do you know me? Can't talk to you right now because this beauty is choking. I'm gonna go into Tilbury powder in the shade 02. I'm gonna use that to dust off my under eye powder. So when you're dusting off, you don't need to literally swipe off like you're dusting off. So I told you I was gonna go a bit lighter, right? So this is a bit lighter than the Kunafa that I used earlier. But I'm only gonna put this in the inner corner. The girl's looking fire. I'm gonna go back into my Tilbury. For finishing spray, I'm gonna go into our trusty Sopro Seal It. So I'm gonna go into Danessa myricks in the shade Sweet Water, the dewy wet balm. Go back into my beauty sponge. I'm gonna apply this on my forehead. Apply a little bit on my nose, the bridge and the tip. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I decided to do a short high pony. I've never actually tried this style. Trying to get used to the look. But yeah, I'm wearing a yellow dress, surprise, surprise. Well, I haven't worn yellow in a while, you know, it's been a while. So I'm all dressed up and I'm gonna be out the door right now. So yeah, what do you think of this look? Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. It's been a minute. And pray for me that I don't go and be acting antisocial and be embarrassing you guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, I love you, I love you. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
Can I call you Rose? Can I call you Rose? 'Cause you're sweet like a flower blown.